It's okay. Listen, honey. Why don't you stay with me tonight? You shouldn't be alone.
I'm afraid I'll never want to leave.
I won't let you.
Oh, 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 oh. What is up, guys? I'm going to talk a little bit about how I felt about the story in this living patch. Yeah, me talk about story? Matt Visual, you don't even know the 5 Elder Dragons by name. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty bad, but I know them now. And oh yeah, Future Matt is coming from the comments of this video, and he's saying that people are telling me there are 6 Elder Dragons. Okay, let's name them: Harmortis, Jormag, Zaitan, Krakatoric, and the unknown deep sea dragon called Bubbles. Also Morgemoth, which is supposedly a theory, a jungle dragon. Hopefully I have redeemed myself. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So other than the 2 new bosses that we got from this patch, which is a gigantic female Japanese android Pacific Rim transformer and the giant jungle worm, we also had some living story in Lion's Arch. For some reason, I enjoyed this living story instance way more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. No, it doesn't start the main story about elder dragons or anything like that, but what it does is make you feel like the characters are human, or that you understand them a little bit more, and that they're not just like NPC quest givers, or the people that are just allied with you while you're fighting some, Scarlet or anything like that. The problem before is I couldn't tell the difference between, Rox and Bram fighting with me than some random soldier NPC that was just there just to fight a boss. Or I didn't care enough to acknowledge that they even exist, other than, the few catchy dialogue that they would have. Okay, let me explain myself a little bit more. As soon as you walk in, you get this long wall of text pretty much for all those guys who want to read more into the story and get kind of rehashed of what's been going on. Then you go around the beach listening to different conversations that's going on, and the first one is Rox and Ritlock. Now Rox really wants to be part of the Stone Warband with Ritlock, because Rox is a Char Gladian, which is a Char who's lost their warband. It's considered the lowest rank in Char society. It's even more important than their family. Holy crap. So Ritlock says to Rox, if you can defeat Scarlet, you can get into the Stone Warband. Through the dialogue, you can see that she's excited to actually have this opportunity to be part of finally a warband. You can also feel that she's been trying to prove herself all her life. So Ritlock walks away, and Broham comes in, says, "What's up, girl? How you doing?" I know his name is Bram, okay? Well, I like Broham better. Rox tells Broham of her opportunity to be part of the Stone Warband. And Broham is like, "Why do you have to be in the Stone Warband to be special? You're special to me." And Rox is like, "It's a Char thing. You just don't understand."
Just don't understand.
And again, through the dialogue, you feel like it's more personal now, that they actually interact with each other, that, they actually have a relationship with each other. And I don't know if it's like that, but, one guy on Twitter called it fan service. It's not as fan service as anime. We all know how bad anime can be with fan service. But now you have this other story about Rox. If it, will she stay with Broham and the Vigil, to fight evil together? Or will she go to the Stone Warband? Because, when she goes to that warband, she's probably not going to have time for Broham no more. They're going to have fights. They're probably going to grow apart. What choice will she make? All these little stories on the side that it gives the main story its legs. You feel like right now, like the living story had no legs. It's just, it's just like a flat table. What use is that table? You gotta, sit on the floor. I mean, that's lower than one of those Chinese tables where you have to sit on the pillow and stuff. And Rox and Broham is not the only story that's, actually developing here. You actually see Ritlock and Logan in here, for a brief time, but it's still good. It's still good to add those main characters that everyone knows from the personal story into the living world, so we can feel a little bit more living. These characters don't just fall off the map. You see Broham meet Logan, and the funniest little Azuran girl ever. I totally enjoy her character. I cannot wait to actually see more of that. Hopefully they will show more of it. And of course, how can I forget my favorite Tyrion couple, Marjorie and Casimir? Yeah, that's right. And the funny thing is that my wife's name is Marjorie. Yeah, I should probably tell her about this story.
I'll never forget how you saved me that day, Jory.
Basically is what I'm saying. I think they improved the living story a little bit when it comes down to the dialogue and how they delivered it. Hopefully they'll make these scenes longer, and you know, you can, you know, there's other instances that you can get to even a little bit more story going on there, because I feel like there hasn't been enough of this, and there needs to be more talking. If they're gonna do it all voice acting, then there needs to be more of it, instead of it being like, I don't know, hidden in the crevices of the map. I don't want that. I want it there in my face. I want to listen to the story. I want to, you know, have that build up to when I kill Scarlet. On the topic of the bosses, I gotta say I greatly enjoyed the Watch Night one, but the Worm one, definitely a boss that I will only do unless people are coordinated and communicating with each other. I am not in the mood to pug that crap, okay? That worm stuff is not easy, and it's a good thing that it's not easy, because people complain all the time about the easy stuff. So here you go, hardcore raiding fans, open world, enjoy. One of my favorite mechanics of this patch though is when after you're fighting all these waves, you get to go inside and fight the boss. Alright, so when you fight the Watch Night boss, she's trying to hit you with her heels, and then she's trying to hit you with her sword or her hand. It's actually pretty cool to actually see that. And I enjoy all these telegraphs. These new telegraphs for the Worm and the Watch Night are a lot different, and they actually show. It's not just like a red circle. It actually has like a different kind of graphic to it. You guys can see it right now, I'm pretty sure, on the screen. It's very cool, and I really enjoyed what they did with that. I do think, though, all you had to do is destroy those chains, and the Watch Night bot would just fall down to the floor. But, you know, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And stay visual.